Okay, so I wanted to also just, send a message kind of following up on the conversation we had. And I wanted to thank you again for apologizing. I think it takes it takes a lot to apologize for anyone, and I think especially in situations where there has been a lot of pain and hurt. And I'm sure there's plenty of things that you feel um, you deserve apologies for too, I imagine. And so to extend the olive branch, like I said, I know it takes a lot, and I do respect that, um, and I'm grateful that you did that, because I think we can both agree that we both are on the same side in terms of like wanting what's best for Mika. And I think the better we can understand and get along with each other, um, the better equipped we are to be good parents to her. So we're on the same team, and I think it's good for us to act like it. So in that spirit too, I've just been reflecting on some of the things that I genuinely feel like I do need to apologize for, and the biggest one being this realization that I didn't have until like earlier this year. Anyway, I was having some really intense, very disturbing dreams. They just kept happening, and I started contemplating and praying about it and researching what could be behind it. And I came to the conclusion that I was definitely under demonic attack, and there was something that was basically coming into my dreams. And so I started listening to various pastors and reading about it, and I ended up going through a deliverance process around it. It was pretty, it was a pretty intense and very powerful experience. But I just realized that there was a lot of sin and spiritual ties that I had created through various bad choices throughout my life, long before we were ever married, and a lot of the occult practices that I was involved in, and the relationships I was involved in. I think it brought a lot of spiritual baggage into our marriage that I didn't fully understand the severity of it until after the fact. And I think that obviously there's still free will choice in these kinds of situations, right? But I think that problems become that much more difficult to deal with when there is all kinds of spiritual entities, influencing how we perceive things, how we perceive each other. And I do think that came into play, and I think that was something that I need to apologize to you for, and take accountability for, that I did not understand how bad it was, the things that I still had attached to me, and the things that I still had connected to me on a spiritual level. And I do believe that those entities, demons, whatever we want to call them, I do believe that they really attacked our marriage while we were together. And I'm very sorry for that. I went through a really intense process of repentance and doing various things to break those soul ties. I actually just last month did another round of 10 days of fasting and prayer, because I had some kind of strange dreams come back again. And anyway, I think it's an ongoing process to fully deliver myself from the repercussions of my past mistakes. So anyway, and I think the baptism was an important step in that too, in that process too. So things are definitely improving, and but anyhow, I wanted to just touch on that and offer my own apology and to, yeah, demonstrate to you that I'm also, you know, reflecting on a lot of things and wanted to take responsibility and accountability for things that I have done, and things that I contributed to things going so badly between us. Anyhow, but yeah, I will text you later when Mika gets up. And yeah, anyway, talk to you later. Bye.
Boys, dude, this is what you got to look forward to. All right, if you're trying to get married and deal with women out here these days, this is this is what you're dealing with. No accountability whatsoever. Talking about I'm crazy and mean for no reason because I'm being possessed by demons and shit. Okay. Well, now that you're calling me to apologize and everything and being all nice and you're healed from all this deliverance and prayer and baptism and God and praise the Lord, we're Christian and everything. Okay, so what time are you going to be here with my daughter? I'm super happy to hear that you're baptized and everything. Does does that mean that we're going to move forward and have like, oh, I don't know, some kind of remedy to this completely insane, inverted, satanic situation that we've got on our hands? Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. We're not gonna we're not gonna solve this by reconciling our family and reuniting our daughter with her father. That's not on the table for sure. That ain't gonna happen. Fuck all that. So, okay. What do we do, guys? What do we do with the voicemail like that? Well, you think critically from the beginning. So if you've never in your entire life left me some kind of fucking voicemail where you send me a voicemail text message instead of like writing out a text or just calling me on the phone and saying what you got to say to my face on the phone or to my ear or whatever so we can speak to one another like normal human beings. But no, so for the first time ever in the history of Earth, you're going to send me a voicemail text message. Okay. And it's some long ass non apology about how you're a victim because demons. All right. Okay, lady, like when I called you and apologized to you, it wasn't because I was trying to get you to call me back with some shit like this. You said some shit to me about stuff that I said to you back when we were together, and it made you feel bad. And so I just wanted to tell you, hey, in the moment, at the time, I felt like really defensive and really justified in saying these things. And now that it's been, years have gone by and you're telling me that that really bothered you, I don't have any problems apologizing and being like, hey, yeah, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I don't need to go on some long ass apology explanation to make it not an apology. I can just be like, hey, yeah, like, I'm going to say things to you now that are probably going to piss you off. I'm probably going to say things to you in the near future that are going to piss you off. And in the very far future, I'm probably going to say things to you that are going to piss you off. And that's not because I'm trying to piss you off. I actually prefer to be able to speak to you and not piss you off. I know this is going to sound fucking wild, But I would greatly prefer to be able to speak to you just like every other normal adult human being that I speak to all day, every day. All these other people that I do business with, where we're dealing with money and important things. Like, I have, I have entire spreadsheets of people who are happy to do business with me and zero complaints anywhere in the entire world except you. So it is what it is, right? Uh, but yeah, if you are gonna try to make me the one who's responsible for your happiness and gratefulness or unhappiness and ungratefulness, then you're fucked. Because I, I don't consent to that. Like, that's totally on you, not my department. But anyway, this started out as just a kind of a recording so that there's a piece of evidence out here just getting put into the public record that, like, guys, this is what you have available to you. Okay, you're gonna get married. There's women. Okay, so I have a friend, right? And he married this girl that he met from this special group of people that supposedly were all working towards the same goal. Everybody was on board with having Christian families and homesteading and homeschooling your kids and eating healthy food and using critical thinking when it comes to propaganda in the news and propaganda when it comes to medical procedures and things like that. So, lots of very smart people, what appear to be good people, and come to find out after a little while, there's a few women that infiltrated this group, and uh, there's some guys in this group, myself being one of them, who were so happy that there was like women being included in this thing that they jumped at the opportunity to align themselves with these women. And in my particular case, it went south instantaneously. That's not true for other people. Um, but I would say from my experience, from what I've seen, it's like about 30% of these alignments from these guys and girls have gone south. So I guess when you factor it in compared to the general population, it's actually a better success rate. So that's cool. It just my kind of blew up in my face because probably I have certain personality dynamics and things going on with me that make it so I go after uh, people that are women that are going to give me issues and shit like that. I've done it before. It's not 100%. I've had some actually really good relationships with women that I would say are like, uh, you. I mean, you really can't knock them at all. They're good people, and everybody makes mistakes and all that kind of thing. So not that bad. But I've had two of these now. This last one that I just played you the voicemail being the second one, where it was like, okay, after about a year or maybe just a little bit longer than that, it's like this person is fucking nuts. Like they've got some real fucked up shit wrong with them. And So after the second one of those, you have to turn that microscope back at yourself. So now I'm looking at me and I'm like, what in the fuck am I doing? That's make that I'm choosing these crazy ass people because I've done it twice, and so that's interesting too. That's probably the most interesting part of all this stuff. Is actually it took me probably like a year and a half of scraping the bottom of the most boring, driest YouTube videos about behavior and psychology and all this shit to figure out like, oh, no, no, no. There is some actual, real, solid, like, theory about why people like me have the personality deficiencies that I have, and that I interlink perfectly with these other people sometimes, every so often. If I make the wrong decisions and they make the wrong decisions, we'll end up enmeshed with one another. And then there's like some type of thing where I tend to, well, it appears that I'm doing some things that are a pattern. I won't get into all that now, but and it's fixable. It's not like some completely unreasonably terminal retarded shit. So it is what it is. Keep working on it. But anyway, yeah, these women out here are completely insane. They've got no accountability. They can't even say they're sorry when they're trying to say they're sorry. They're going to just play the victim. They'll always turn it around. They're like, even if they're trying to just say they're sorry to you, they're so programmed at being the victim. Normally, they'll just turn around, whatever, and try to make you the villain and then the victim simultaneously. But sometimes they'll want to give you an apology where they're not making you the villain, and they'll still have to try to figure out a way to manipulate the language of what they're saying so that the delivery puts them in a position where they're the victim. It's just unbreakable. And it's not your fault. It's got nothing to do with you, bro. That is her father. Lay that at his feet. Her father blew it. And then if the woman that you're talking to is over like 16 years old, which she probably should be, then it's her fault. It's not her father's fault anymore, because people are responsible for their own decision and their own behavior. You can't actually just take all the adults in the world and say that their shitty behavior patterns is because of their parents. You can't. That means everybody's retarded. You can't say that. People are smarter than that. They know what they're doing and they are accountable for their own behavior. And a lot of people will just make the shittiest choices for a long time and kind of, if you allow them to get away with it by playing dumb, then why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? I mean, what are you doing? I don't know, guys. Keep your head on a swivel out there. Watch out for these women that are gonna treat you all crazy and then call you a year and a half later after they took your kids and moved 1,400 miles away to California. They'll call you up a year and a half later talking about, I'm sorry, I was getting attacked by demons. I'm so sorry, I was getting attacked by demons. Lady, I'm sorry if you think you were getting attacked by demons. You just sound ridiculous. Are you bringing back my kid? No? You're not bringing back my daughter? No? So you still have the demon then, right? Oh no, you got rid of the demon, but you're not bringing back my daughter. Like, what is it? How are you making this call and leaving this voicemail where you're like saying sorry and blaming your behavior on some demon shit and telling me how you're a victim, but then there's no okay, and the remedy here is I'm bringing you back your daughter or whatever. Mind you, this is a dude. This is a person that okay, I'm demonstrating an amateur night level of critical thinking skills and problem solving skills. We could take this up to level 10,000 to the fifth power, okay? We're not going to do that here because we're keeping it real simple for YouTube and all this. This other person that's leaving me this fucking voicemail message talking all this nonsense about uh, demons and I'm mean to you because of demons and occult practices before we were together. Okay. This person is a certified mathematical genius who graduated from Ivy League University. I'm a high school dropout. Okay. I had such a problem with authority that I didn't really feel the need to like listen to adults that were demonstrably dumber than me by the time I was like 12 years old. I was like, oh, you people are mostly just regular people. And that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But I don't need to be here. What am I doing here? Do you want me to show you how to do this without using a calculator? Do you want me to do you want me to teach all the kids in here how to jump from the very first step to the very last step of all the math shit without doing any of the work in the middle? You don't want me to teach them that? You don't need a calculator or a pencil. You can do all this in your head right here. You can go from the very beginning to the answer without doing any of this shit in the middle. And I can show you how to do it right now, boom, like that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do any of that. As a matter of fact, you should probably just go and do whatever. Go sit in the back and shut up. I'm like, all right, bitch. You're fat anyway. And they're like, get this fool out of here. You know what I mean? Stay sharp, boys. I gotta